Hello friends, and welcome to day 3 of our story writing. Today is the day where we're actually going to start writing our story. We've done our planning. Now should be kind of the easier part, and the more fun part is really putting it into words for our story. So we're going to skip a title and a title page for right now. Don't worry about that. But I want you to get out whatever you're going to be writing on. Now you can use your own paper for this, and each day or each part do a different page, or you can use the paper that I provided and use a different page for each part of the story. So we're gonna have about 4 pages in our book, plus a title page by the time that we're done. Just keeping it short and simple for these books right now, okay? You are going to need your plan, so get your plan out, and the first page that we're going to write about is our setting. Okay, when you write, we're going to turn this into full sentences now, complete sentences. We don't just want those little dots and the little details like we did on our plan. We want to put this into writing. And I want your goal to be for every page to have at least 3 sentences. And those 3 sentences should have details. Today we're going to write about setting and characters. You should have details describing your setting, describing your characters. Okay, I would like to show you my example for my setting page that I made based off of my plan. All right, here it is. I started my setting out with Once Upon a Time. You do not have to start your book like this, but sometimes I feel like it's a good way to just kind of get started into our book. A lot of times you'll see this in fairy tale writing, but I just wanted to start mine that way too. It felt like a good way to start my story. So my setting was my house. I'm going to be talking about my house, and I'm going to use the details that I put on my plan and just turn them into sentences. So if you can read mine, it says, once upon a time, there was a big, messy house, period. There's one of my details right now. I said my house was very messy with lots of rooms, and I turned that into a big, messy house. This house was filled with toys in every room, period. It was very noisy from the boys who lived inside, period. 3 sentences about my setting, and you can see I put my details, I just turned them into sentences. So hopefully you've done the work already of putting details in your plan, and now your job is just to form sentences so that it makes a nice story for our books. Okay, so I want you to think 3 sentences. How can I put my details into sentences? And if you want more, that's totally fine. 3 is kind of the minimum. If you would like to have 4 or 5 sentences and describe even more about your setting, then go for it. But right now I want you to kind of pause my video and work on your writing. Oh, the one thing I want you to add too, mine does not have a picture. I'm using a whiteboard right now to show you an example, so I can't really do a great detailed and colorful picture for you. This is your actual book, so you are going to want to add this time a detailed and colorful picture to match. 3 sentences with a nice picture. You're going to take some time to work on that now, and when you are done, come back and watch the rest of the video because we're actually going to be writing 2 parts of our book today. All right, you guys are rocking. You're doing so good and working so hard. I know I'm asking a lot of you today, but we're going to keep writing because we have a nice plan in place, and I think we can keep writing our next page. Okay, so we don't want this on the same page. We're going to move this to a new page. So you're going to need a new paper, whether that's paper you're using from home or paper that your mom or dad printed that I sent. You're going to want a new one to do your character page, okay? And next we're going to do the same thing that we did for our setting. We're going to use what we wrote about our character or our characters and introduce them on the next page and talk about them with their details. So we're going to shoot for 3 or more sentences next to describe our character. Okay, you can pause and write right now, or you can look at my example and then do your writing after. I'm going to show you what I did. Here I've taken what I use for my character page and put it into sentences. Again, I'm just using my details that I already wrote and turning them into sentences. This time, this is what I wrote. In the house lived a boy named Carson. Carson is a silly 2-year-old boy with lots of energy. He loves to play with fun toys all over the house. These are just my details that I wrote on my plan, now put into sentences. So I want you to think about how you can do the same thing. Now again, you can do 3 sentences or you can do more. Depends on how many details you want to include. If you did more than 1 character, you probably are going to need more than 3 sentences to describe your characters. But if you just did 1, 3 might be enough. I was able to tell a couple good details about Carson in just 3 sentences. Now the other thing you're going to want to add that I did not add is a picture. I would draw a picture of Carson, probably playing with toys and happy, if I was drawing a picture to match this. Okay, so that's what you want to shoot for. 3 sentences that include your details from your plan and a nice picture to match. Now would be a great time to pause and write out your character page. Whew, you guys are working so hard. I'm so proud of the way that you are just sticking with it. And hopefully you're having fun writing your story. That's all that we're going to do for today. And tomorrow we will write 2 more pages for our problem and our solution. And that's it for today. Have a great rest of your day.